Good evening, one and all. Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2022-2023, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India, Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our session, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of the Almighty, we shall continue to today's sessions. Today is World Understanding and Peace Day. This day is actually commemoration of first meeting of the Rotaries that was held. The meeting of businessmen, which aimed to be a space where their backgrounds didn't matter, started the chain of events that led to the formation of Rotary International, an international organization dedicated to humanitarian service as well as peace and goodwill throughout the world. Rotary International began in Chicago, US. The date of the first meeting has since become the World Understanding and Peace Day, which is part of World Understanding Month celebrations in February. So this day is very important for Rotary clubs and Rotary International. World Understanding and Peace Day, as mentioned, commemorates the first meeting which led to the formation of Rotary International. Attorney Paul P. Harris called a meeting of his business friends in Chicago. He aimed to put together a fellowship of businessmen without limitations of the politics and religion getting in the way. Initially, the members of the Rotary met in each other's offices till the group grew so large that it needed a space of its own. The Rotary clubs was then established in 4 other American cities, and eventually the group spread internationally, leading to a change in name from Rotary Club to the International Association of Rotary Clubs. As the time passed, the name was changed again to Rotary International. The organization has worked with the United Nations since the United Nations organization was founded. Rotary International is a service organization that brings together businessmen and professionals so that they can offer humanitarian service and work towards the goals of goodwill and peace in the world. It has 6 areas of philanthropic focus: disease prevention and treatment, water and sanitation, maternal and child health, basic education and literacy, economic and community development, and peace and conflict prevention resolution. As part of its commitment to the peace, Rotary International has set up Rotary Centers for International Studies in Peace and Conflict Resolution in 8 universities around the world. Rotary Fellowships offer grants to study at these centers as well. The organization has a Rotary Peace and Conflict Resolution Program, which is a graduate studies program for which 75 scholars are announced every year. So Paul P. Harris calls a meeting of the 3 of his friends in Chicago on February 23, and this is the first meeting of Rotary International that has led to form of Rotary International in 1905. The first Rotary clubs in America are founded in San Francisco, Seattle, Oakland, and in Los Angeles. The National Association of Rotary Clubs is formed in 1910. The club spreads across the world and becomes an increasingly large and influential organization, necessitating a name change to Rotary International in 1922. This group is supposed to energize the peace builders among the Rotarians and work towards Rotary goals of global peace building and positive resolution, the Rotary Action Group for Peace in 2012. The International Day of Peace is better known as World Peace Day. It is the time to honor all the world leaders and citizens that have contributed toward peace in all walks of life. The International Day of Peace is a United Nations sponsored event that celebrates peace throughout the world. And as already mentioned, Rotary International is an international service organization whose purpose is to bring business and professional leaders to provide humanitarian service and advance goodwill and peace globally. It is a non-political and non-religious organization. Membership is by invitation and based on various social factors. And usually there is a membership fees to join the Rotary Club or Rotary International. Locally, a Rotary Club may spearhead many more projects, including donating school supplies to the local public school, hosting foreign exchange students, or renovating a city or park. Members of Rotary clubs are expected to attend club meetings every week, pay annual dues, and participate in activities and projects conducted by the Rotary clubs. So Rotary clubs across the world organize talks, events, and related programs to celebrate World Understanding and Peace Day throughout February. You could attend a few and inspire your friends. From art to community, you can start any kind of project that promotes peace building and conflict resolution. You could extend it, hosting it at your public library. So begin a project for peace. Sign up for classes, read more on internet, and go for lectures and talks. Generally become more informed about the process of peace. So the Rotary International works closely with the United Nations to promote peace building activities, and the organization has consultant status with the United Nations, and the Rotary Club has formed and existed even before the United Nations. Across Europe, Rotary clubs were disbanded with the outbreak of war, starting with the Spanish Civil War during World War II. And at first, Nazi Party banned Rotary. Then the organization was forced to ban Jewish people. So they took revenge by banning these Jewish people altogether. The organization contributed to polio vaccinations. The Polio Plus program is one of the Rotary's greatest contribution, immunizing billions of children worldwide. Fellowships are offered to individuals to study peace and conflict resolution at the Rotary Peace Centers. The tie-ups that Rotary has with the universities to promote peace studies There are Rotary Peace Fellows. We all want to be part of the change that encourages peace and understanding around the world. Hopefully, it would lead to the wars coming to an end. So we believe in the cause. Rotary International's peace building work is spread across the nations. It is an important space for people to learn from and contribute to the peace. So we want to spread information and awareness. Rotary's World Understanding and Peace Day is a great opportunity to explore how we can contribute to peace around the world. Learn all you can do today. It's all about learning peace building. Today is also the Great American Spit Out Day in US. It is a day to encourage especially veterans to stop using smokeless tobaccos. The important mission of the day is to provide users with enough resources to help them stop using such products. The tobacco plant is cultivated for its leaves. Tobacco leaves are rich in nicotine, which is an addictive chemical. People can use tobacco to smoke, chew, or sniff. The Great American Spit Out is a perfect day to start fighting the addiction caused by tobacco products and nicotine. Smokeless tobacco users are encouraged to quit, even if it is just for this one day. Addiction is something humans and possibly mammals have struggled against for eons. It is a response that is naturally found in mammals. There are various organic and inorganic chemicals that we get addicted to. Tobacco is perhaps the most common form of addiction that has haunted humanity since the dawn of evolution. Tobacco addiction can manifest through chewing tobacco products, sniffing them, and smoking them. The history of tobacco is closely linked to trade routes and human migration. The local tribes on the American continent gifted Columbus with tobacco leaves, among other materials, when he first reached the continent in 1492. In the 15th century, the Portuguese established the first commercial tobacco plantation in Brazil. With another century, tobacco was immensely popular throughout the world. The popularity of tobacco grew in America during the Revolutionary War, but soon people started noticing tobacco's addictive nature and health hazards. Various countries discovered tobacco's adverse effects and addictive nature and of the nicotine inside it. In 1610, Sir Francis Bacon noticed tobacco's addictive properties. Tobacco has also a history that follows human conflicts. Where wars raged, people used tobacco for either chewing or smoking. The Great American Spit Out specifically addresses these veterans' dependence on tobacco and its adverse effects. So therefore, we observe the day to encourage and challenge everyone to reduce or stop their tobacco product use. Tobacco plants grows easily in tropical climates. It is cultivated in China, India, Brazil, etc. Tobacco leaves are a good antiseptic agent that can help treat skin cuts and stop bleeding. Using tobacco can cause serious health issues or death. Some of the conditions caused by tobacco include cancer, respiratory conditions, heart disease, and many more. So on this day, we can create more online and offline campaigns, awareness programs, and underlining the importance of stopping tobacco consumption. And also share and find resources to reduce the tobacco use and help them consult with an expert and follow up with regarding the process of their tobacco reduction plan. file a petition to ban products that have nicotine or tobacco. Such products may cause addiction and healthy problems in the long run. Gather support for the petition to force the government to ban tobacco products for the good of those battling addiction. Tobacco kills 80% of its users, so it's a mass murderer. Tobacco contains 19 types of cancer-causing materials. Tobacco kills more than 8 million people annually from direct and indirect exposure. The use of smokeless tobacco is more dangerous than normal tobacco. More people die due to tobacco use than malaria, tuberculosis, and HIV combined. It is difficult for many nicotine and tobacco addicts to recognize the health problems associated with its use. This is a day to create massive campaign and spread awareness against tobacco use. Young kids are trying tobacco and getting addicted to it. Some laws ban the sale of tobacco products to anyone under 18, but they are still getting the products, and this is a day to help eradicate such issues to protect our youth. Second-hand exposure to tobacco impacts non-users' health too. So you can stop your use, then stop it. Otherwise, try to reduce the use or stop using it in public. Today is also National Toast Day in UK and US. It pays homage to a food that is often ignored, but has an also important role to play when it comes to breakfast, brunch, or even snacking purposes. The art of making toast is brilliant in both its simplicity and variety of ways in which one can end up with toast. It's physically marvel too when one thinks of how different bread and toast are. Despite them technically being the same thing, toast can be crunchy, warm, and makes you want to eat a whole load more, whereas bread has a denser consistency which often satiates your appetite faster. So whatever the case, we love toast for how versatile it can also be. So toast originated in the ancient Egypt. It was discovered that scorching the bread would preserve it for longer and make stale bread more palatable. Arriving in the US, though, the idea of toast as a substitute for a meal is something that will often get strange looks. Brits will frequently let toast go cold too, so the butter doesn't melt too much, and that would get some odd stares as well. Toast is the breakfast staple in the UK and is usually eaten with the baked beans. Southern Sri Lankans commonly pair the toast up with curry soup and mint tea. South Koreans make a whooping sandwich out of toast, topping it with the veggies and sauces. South Asian countries commonly top up with coconut jam. Australians are known for their love of toast topped with Vegemite, a strongly flavored spread made of yeast extract. Today is also National Tile Day in US. Which is dedicated to and are supercharged to enjoy the aesthetic pleasure of superb craftsmanship and creativity of the tile industry. Ceramic, mosaic, and stone tiles, and they have evolved into many varieties. So many of us we see today. Tiles are timeless elements of architectural endeavors and design. Seeing them on the walls, floors, and roofs provides aesthetic pleasure, and they have become inseparable from architecture and design in all spheres, both domestic and public. Today, tiles exist all over the world, gracing the walls and floors of millions of structures. They have evolved to different designs, patterns, and arrangements that are beautiful and are pleasing to the sight. And the National Tile Day exists as a moment to celebrate this wonderful, awe-inspiring craftsmanship. Today is also National Rationalization Day in US. Allows or even encourages some degree of laid backness for just one day. So think about the reasons or excuses you gave for not getting up something done and rationalize them, like how one might unconsciously justify postponing a task or sneak another snack from the fridge and delight its guilty pleasure. Are you late for work? Rationalize that. Did you miss a deadline? Rationalize that too. Take a break from the stress and get a little soft on yourself. Max Weber, a German-born sociologist, jurist, and economist of the 20th century, originated the term rationalization in the fields as diverse as sociology, commerce, and mathematics. Rationalization has taken on a variety of definitions and interpretations. However, address the one term that is relevant to this peculiar holiday. To rationalize simply means to hide one's shortcomings or faults by making excuses for them. So the event also shares similarities with National Lazy Day, which is celebrated on August 10th. So no one knows how or when this day celebration began, although the event has been celebrated on Twitter since 2016 with the hashtag #National Racialization Day. On this day, people shared funny rationalization stories, memes, and quotes. The oldest blog post on this holiday only dates as far as 2020. So it's of recent origin. And today is also National Banana Bread Day in US. It is hard to think of a more appropriate way to celebrate this day than whipping up a loaf. It is healthy. Bananas bread helps to normalize blood pressure and regulate healthy heart function because of potassium. It is estimated that the average American eats around 30 pounds of bananas per year. And no need to wait for the yeast to rise when making banana bread. Thanks to the baking soda and baking powder, most banana bread recipes only take about an hour from start to finish. Due to high potassium content, bananas have a slight amount of radioactivity. And it's hard to deny that banana bread is downright delicious, no matter what time of the year it is. Enjoying a piece of banana bread fills us with instant feelings of comfort and joy. Today is also International Dog Biscuit Appreciation Day. So dogs love treats. The cake-like biscuit comprised of grains and vegetables have evolved over time, but are still dogs' favorite. So call, text, email, or tweet. So you can bring their dog's favorite biscuits and create little goodie bags containing one of each. Go to your local animal shelter and coordinate an adoption day. As a special gift, donate a bountiful amount of dog biscuits that can be given to the new pet parents and their newly adopted furry family member. There are an array of dog biscuits that are made with various premium ingredients. The dog treats provide a daily dose of protein and multivitamins that help your dog maintain a healthy diet throughout their life. Training a new pup can be hard work. Using dog biscuits to reward a well-behaved dog is a simple and proven method that reinforces positive behavior. Dog biscuits are one of the pup's favorite treats. They're packed with real vegetables and savory flavor. Dogs love them and will love you for giving them one. Today is also Digital Learning Day in US. It is an ongoing initiative led by Alliance for Excellent Education, All for Ed, to engage students and empower educators through effective use of digital tools. In particular, the day seeks to highlight and recognize forward-thinking educators who use technology in innovating ways to strengthen student learning experiences. Digital learning is particularly important because now more than ever, it is not confined to a school or classroom. Learning is mobile and can happen anywhere, whether a student is at home, at a coffee shop, or in the library, and the learning has to be high quality, customizable, and accessible for every single student. The day celebrates use of digital technology in learning and in particular highlights innovative and forward-thinking use of technology for learning in classroom. It is an opportunity to highlight digital pedagogy and show innovative teachers, leaders, and instructional patterns and programs. So with a computer or a smartphone and a reliable internet connection, you can reach millions of people around the world. Use the tools to create your own avenue for digital learning and invite participants to join. Due to dangers that are present on the internet, some might be distracted while making use of their digital devices to learn. Highlight these danger zones to make people aware of and know how to avoid them. Digital learning requires a combination of technology, digital content, and instruction. It encompasses the application of a wide spectrum of practices, including blended and virtual learning. It only meant to enhance the learning experience rather than replace traditional methods altogether. Digital learning gives students some element of control over time, place, path, and/or place of learning. Internet technology and electronic devices are major driving forces, and digital learning opens multiple streams of learning sources to people all over the world. It enables anyone and everyone to have access to knowledge. By removing the time required to commute to a physical learning location, digital learning helps maximize time for learning. With this, more time is created for other important things. Through available interactive and adaptive software for learning, students get to learn at their own pace. This also eliminates the boundaries and barriers imposed by physical or on-site learning. Play Tennis Day is a day today dedicated to playing tennis in US, a racket sport that one of the most popular sports to play and watch in the world. Tennis is a sport that can be played by anyone, regardless of where they are from and their status, and it can also be played against opponents or between two teams of two players. If you can hold a racket, then you can play tennis. It is derived from what it is called real tennis, a game that was sport of kings. Real tennis is also known as court tennis or royal tennis. Allowing your body to recover after a day of serious tennis is crucial. If you are over 40, resting can be vital. As we age, our tendons and ligaments may lose some of their elasticity, making us more prone to injury. So resting is important to prevent this after playing tennis. If you are in a good health and under 30, you can safely play at a high level 3 to 4 times per week. If you are between 30 to 50, 2 or 3 times per week is good. After age 50, you should ideally play competitive tennis more than twice a week. So in 1923, the title of World Championships was dropped and the modern day Grand Slams were introduced as official championships. And located in Newport, Rhode Island, the Hall of Fame is a non-profit organization that celebrates the players and supports people who have made major contributions to the game. Today is also Diesel Engine Day. In US, and they are all sorts of things which can power, including heavy construction machinery, farm tractors, trucks, marine vessels, buses, and locomotives. They are even turned into power generators at offices, airports, and hospitals. It is simply impossible to imagine our current world without the unique power system. Hence, the reason why it is more than deserving of its own day. The diesel engine is an internal combustion engine in which air is compressed to sufficiently high temperature to ignite diesel fuel injected into the cylinder. Where combustion and expansion actuate a piston, it covers the channel energy stored in the fuel into mechanical energy, which can be used to power heavy-duty vehicles and machinery for electricity generation in hospitals, industrial buildings, and homes. The invention of this engine is credited to Rudolf Diesel, an engineer who has granted a patent for the diesel engine on February 23, 1893. He came up with the engine after setting out to improve efficiency of the Otto engine, a large-size single-cylinder four-stroke engine developed back in 1870s. The development of Diesel's invention took a lot of time and work to become a commercial success. Many engineers and developers joined in the effort to improve the market viability of the idea created by Rudolf Diesel. Since then, the diesel engine has become a pivotal part of the everyday life and transportation. The first commercial engine using Diesel's patent was installed by Adolphus Busk at his brewery in St. Louis, Missouri. Then in later years, diesel engines were used to power submarines in World War I and eventually went on power all military vehicles and equipment in World War II. Later on, high-speed diesel engines were introduced in 1920s for commercial vehicle applications and in 1930s for passenger cars. Today is also Curing a Cool Day in US. Curling. So curling is one of the oldest team sports and was first played approximately in the late medieval period in Scotland. It is a game that combines the chilly fun of ice skating with the techniques of bowling and shuffleboard, and you can add the skill of sweeping the floor. It is a fantastic team sport built on community and friendships. Curlers slide the curling stones, which are granite stones, fitted and colored handles over the pebble surface. Any rotation or curler gives to the stone causes the stone to travel in a curved path. In other words, the stone curls inward or outward. The goal of curling is to accumulate the maximum score determined by the stone's distance to the center of the target. Stones must at least touch the outer rim of the target to score any points. Curling is a very demanding sport that requires many skills. During a competition, you have to run on ice, which is not easy, even when wearing protective rubber soles. It also requires bruising or brushing the ice as hard as one can to warm up so that stone glides easily. Like any other sport, it takes a lot of time and practice to become a very skilled curler. Like according to estimates, it's take a longer than 4 years to become a very skilled curler. A sheet of curling ice is over 45 to 46 meters long and 4.4 to 5.5 meters wide with identical sets of circles near each end. Today is also National Hospitality Workers Appreciation Day. It appreciates the hard workers of the service industry who strive tirelessly to bring the best in comfort and luxury. The hospitality industry is often confused with the hotel industry, which is not the case. The latter is a branch of former. The hospitality industry is broad and includes hotels, restaurants, bars, theme parks, tourism, and much more. The presentation, creativity, entertainment, and quality of this business are all thanks to the hospitality workers, which is why we are celebrating them today. The term hospitality originated from the French word hospice, meaning taking care of travelers. Travelers were often invited to rest at the homes of locals during their travels. They would sleep on floors as no proper resting facilities existed until monasteries decided to create for them. This is how lodging services came into existence. Inns started operating in late 1700s, providing shelter and food for travelers. Horses and carriages were also taken care of. This is when hospitality sector started to shape. Soon, the element of luxury and modern facilities started to emerge. This led to creation of hotels with elegant rooms and finer dining spaces. The year 1829 was significant for the American hospitality industry. This is the year when the first luxury hotel was constructed in Boston, Massachusetts by American architect Isaiah Rogers, the Tremont Hotel. So stress, psychological exhaustion, and burnout are frequently faced by hospitality workers due to demanding nature of the hospitality sector. Mostly serving at the front line directly with customers, hospitality workers meet the required needs, communicate, and work behind the scenes and maintain efficiency and quality. Their diligence and attitude, topped with a smile, creates a satisfactory experience. On National Hospitality Workers Appreciation Day, we express our gratitude to the talented and dedicated hospitality workers and unions, trade associations, and other organizations collaborate to make industry better for its labor. And today is also National Chili Day, a moment to pay homage to the legendary dish that brings people together and can tear them apart. Chili is the ultimate people pleaser, but it is also the ultimate cook-off dish. Family recipes are guarded like crown jewels, and secret ingredients are never spoken of above a whisper. And the debates about what makes truly chili, beans or no beans, are fierce, but there are small part of what makes chili such an experience. When chili is being served, perhaps some chopped onions and shredded cheese on top, everyone comes to table. So finally, our last commemoration is the Tootsie Roll Day in US. It is a chocolate flavored candy that has been favorite among all people throughout generation. And it is also American favorite. And since more than 115 years, since the Tootsie Roll was developed in Brooklyn in 1907, it is the birth anniversary of the inventor of Tootsie Roll, Leo Hirschfeld. This uniquely named sweet is popularly countrywide. People celebrate this day by enjoying Tootsie Rolls. It is believed during the Korean War, American troops' morale was kept high as they thought the boxes beside them were ammunition. After the battle, it was found that the boxes were filled with Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie Rolls were also popular among soldiers as they were durable under harsh conditions and could also be used to fix leaks in the pipes as the candy was strong and chewy. If stored in proper conditions, hard Tootsie Rolls and Lollies can last up to a year. Jellied candies can last up to 9 months. And a Tootsie Roll has 150 calories and 19 grams of sugar. It does not have protein or fiber and hence cannot be considered healthy. Nevertheless, 1 or 2 candies a day can be enjoyed without harming your health. So with this, we shall conclude today's commemorations. And see you all tomorrow. Before leaving, kindly fill up the feedback form. And thank you for joining us. See you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.